Hey, what's up everybody, it's Jack Mini Trades back here again with another video, and today is going to be a little bit of a different type of video. I'm just going to be sitting down here on my MacBook Pro. As you can see here, we're in DaVinci Resolve, which is my editor of choice. You don't have to use DaVinci if you don't want to, but I'm just going to show you guys a really quick fix. If you are users of the DJI mic, you may be very well aware that when you connect a lavalier microphone, particularly say the RODE Lav GO, that there's this very strong and annoying buzzing sound that happens. So what I'll do is play a little sample clip of it so you can hear. All right, so hopefully you guys could hear that. I'm gonna do my best to boost the levels in post so that way you can actually really clearly hear what's going on. But basically, it's a very loud tone that hits some very specific frequencies, and it generally degrades the quality of the audio that you get. So in order to counteract this, I'm going to show you guys a really quick way of trying to minimize this as best as possible. I know it's not entirely a perfect solution, but it is a solution and it will help you guys out, especially if you need to salvage something that's important. So let's get straight into it. So what I'm going to do here is I have this track soloed already. I'm going to go to right around here is where it starts to really pick up. We're going to go here to the Effects tab, go to Add, and then we're going to select Metering, and then Frequency Analyzer. This is going to be really important since it'll show us basically a full spectrum or a part of the spectrum of the audio wavelengths that we're hearing, so we can really accurately figure out exactly what frequencies are the problem ones, and we can use EQ to fix those. So the next thing that we're going to do is add in EQ. So I have a graphic EQ here. If you don't have that, you can also use some other kind of EQ in here. Doesn't really matter, you just have to be able to pick very specific frequencies and tune those down. But what we're going to do is select our graphic EQ. So you can see here we have 31 bands to play with, so that should be enough for us to get a good enough result. What we're going to do is just play right here, and you can see there's peaks right here, 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 there. So we have a bunch of large peaks that are very, very sharp. These are the ones that we are really interested in. And you can see that they only really happen above 400 hertz. So we don't need to care anything about the bass frequencies. So we can just select here to look only at the mid-range for the frequency analyzer. And so now you can see very, very clearly that our problem frequency is 600 hertz for the first one. So what we'll do is go over here to the graphic EQ, and we don't really have a 600 hertz band. So we're just going to play around with the 500 hertz, and we'll bring that down a little bit. And then the 630 will bring that down all the way. And now let's see what that did for us. And one other thing that you want to note is that if you want to visualize these changes, you're going to want to change the order, so that way the graphic EQ is first and frequency analyzer is second. That just makes it so that the one feeds into the other. So let's see what that did. All right, so you can see that that 600 hertz frequency is a little bit lower in intensity now. If we just turn off the graphic EQ, you'll see it's quite a bit higher there. But with this, it's a little bit lower. Let's see what happens if we decrease the 500 hertz band as well. You can see that that decreases quite a bit. So it's still there, obviously, but it's less of an issue. It's a little bit more controlled. But since we still hear a very, very strong buzzing sound, we know that that's not really the fundamental frequency of this noise profile. So we're just going to keep moving and fix the rest of these. So the next one is centered right around 1.2 kilohertz. So we'll go here to our graphic EQ. We have a 1.2 kilohertz band, we're just going to drop that down to -20. All right, so things are getting much cleaner now. You can hear that we're really making a pretty big impact on this noise profile. If we just turn that off really quick, here's where we started, and there's where we are. So you can hear that that noise is significantly diminished. We're doing a pretty good job of getting rid of it. So the next thing that we're going to do is look for some of the higher frequencies. So we can see right around 2.4 kHz and probably around 3.2 maybe. So let's go and take the 2 band and we'll drop that by maybe 6 dB. Take the 2.5, drop that by say 14.8. And then we'll take the 3.1 band, we'll also drop that by, let's say, 11.3, and then take the 4 kilohertz band and drop that by 3. So let's see what that did. All right, so that has pretty much satisfied all of the major issues. Let's just check the high frequencies to see if there's anything that really stands out here. All right, we got a couple, one just after 4 and right around 5. So let's just drop the 5 kilohertz down all the way. Let's see how that sounds. All right, so I think we can probably raise this up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so you can see that we've pretty much solved the problem. Things are sounding pretty good. Another thing that we can do to further improve this is just go here to Track Effects, tap on Voice ISO. This is the voice isolation algorithm that DaVinci has built in, and this does a pretty good job of reducing background humming and noise and other things like that. Let's see how this works. So you can see here that that background subtraction from voice isolation has pretty much completely solved their problem. It's pretty much flat here the entire way. And let's just see what happens if we take this graphic EQ off. You can see we still have some stuff dancing about here. So what we did definitely had an impact. You can see the 600 kilohertz is coming in, the 1.2 kilohertz is coming in. But if we turn on the graphic EQ, you can see those barely even pop up, if at all. So that is pretty much that. And you may be wondering, all right, well, we cut a whole bunch of frequencies. How would it sound if you actually had a voice? So what we're going to do is switch over to the voice here. We're going to mute that one. And what we're going to do is throw on voice ISO, and then we're just going to copy the exact parameters over from our example. And we're just going to open up the new ones here. All right, so here we have, let's turn on the frequency analyzer. All right, so first off here, I'm just going to connect a USB-C power cable to FX3 so that way. And you'll see again when I stop talking that the 600 kilohertz, the 1.2, the 2.4, the 3-ish, those all light up. So let's see what happens when we apply our new EQ profile. So here's with just the EQ profile.
Right, so first off here, I'm just going to connect a USB-C power cable to...
All right, so as you can hear, everything is much more controlled. The difficulty here is that now everything is pretty muffled. So let's see if we can't raise these levels up a little bit and then use the voice isolation algorithm to actually bring back some of the life to this recording.
All right, so first off here, I'm just going to connect a... All right, so first off here, I'm just going to connect a...
So we can still hear a little bit of that buzzing going on. Let's try adding voice isolation.
All right, so first off here, I'm just going to connect a USB-C power cable to FX3 so that way we can maintain our battery life.
So as you can hear there, we've pretty much eliminated the buzzing and we've maintained decent vocal quality. It's not going to be perfect. I think probably adding some compression or other things like that might help out a little bit. Just bringing up the levels. We might want to go ahead and add some multi-band compressor and then use a little bit of gain here in the mid-range, since that's where we're really cutting a lot of frequencies.
All right, so first off here, I'm just going to connect a USB-C power cable to FX3 so that way we can maintain our battery life and get through this whole video. All right, so with that being connected.
All right, so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely make sure that you drop a like down below, subscribe for more content, and of course, I would love to see if you guys have had this problem before and you've solved it a different way. Definitely drop comments down below. I always love talking with you guys, but I will see you guys in the next video. Later.